Hello everybody out there, welcome back here with the future once again to another retro showcase and review for everybody out there. And today we are going to be taking a look at another wrestling figure that I added to my collection. This is a mint on card wrestling figure as well, so we won't be opening this up. It is a mint on card review, but nonetheless it is from 1999 and was part of the Jakks Pacific line. It came out around the time of the bone crunching action figures. Later on towards the end of the series they came out with these in 1999 before the Titantron Live came out. But actually the Titantron Lives were actually just coming out when these were released, because on the back here it actually has an advertisement for the Titantron Live, which we'll take a look at, which has the Vince McMahon figure that it included there that I actually have, that I should have pulled out and showed everybody, but wasn't even really thinking about that though. But yeah, the BCA and Titantron Live kind of ran right into each other, and yeah, in 1999, and that was when they did the old switch, and that was when I pretty much got out of it with my brother, when they switched over to the Titantron Live figures. But the thing about these figures is that they're so bad that they're cool, in my opinion. He really sweat. He came with official Federation sweat, which is probably dried up by now in there, knowing this is a 20-year-old figure. And it included a Bashan Baroque chair as well that he could sit in. And like I said, this is a mint on card review, so we won't be busting them open. But you can get a good look at this guy, and they actually have a little old school type, illustration here on how to do the action and make him really sweat. So it was pretty cool that, they made this figure to where he could really sweat. I, have never heard that about an action figure before, and that makes it, a little bit goofy, a little bit weird, but that's the kind of stuff I like, I never had any of these whenever the Bone Crunchers were out, because I thought they were pretty goofy, back in the day whenever these were launched. So we never picked any of these up, me or my brother, but man, I'm happy to have this one right now. I got them for a good deal up at the Nokomis Fun Shop, right uptown here in Nokomis, Illinois. So I got to give them a plug. If you're in the area where I live, make sure you check them out. But yeah, 1999 Jakks Pacific WWF Maximum Sweat 2. This is from Series 2 as well. There were 4 series of Maximum Sweat figures released, and this was from the second series. And yeah, their little slogan was that they really sweat, and has a cool card back and stuff. Not the greatest condition, but I'm not going to bust them open for this review. This is going to be mint on card. So like I said, make sure you hit that subscribe button, drop a comment down below, give me a like if you like what you see. Hit that notification bell to be notified for all my upcoming videos that I do. And yeah, without further ado, I think we should now take a look at this mint on card 1999 WWF Jakks Pacific Maximum Sweat 2 Edge action figure. Let's check it out. Alright, so here we have the mint on card. The card actually is not in mint condition, but the figure within is definitely mint. So we have the mint on card Maximum Sweat 2 Edge action figure here. And you can see there it says they really sweat. And you can see also there it says includes Bashan Baroque chair, is how you pronounce that, if you're wondering. And on the inside there, you can see the official Federation sweat right there that came in a bottle itself, and you'll see here in a second. And it says there, with sweat pumping action. So yeah, the thing was that these really sweat. And this is before the real scan technology, and check out the face on Edge here. Not looking too Edge-like. And look how ripped out he is. I mean, Edge had a good physique and stuff, but man, they got him so jacked out. That's how all the figures in this line were here, this subset that they made besides the Bone Crunchers. It was this Maximum Sweat. But you could see not a ton of articulation or anything. Looks like the arms might have moved there and stuff, but you're not going to get a bunch of playability out of these things. The whole gimmick was that they sweat. And look here on the card back, you have a Ministry of Darkness version of Undertaker up there to the right, with this chrome silver WWF logo here to the left. That's really cool. I like how that stands out. You have your warning for children under 3 years there as usual. And over here to the left, you can see how they put these like sweat details here into the bubble, which was kind of cool. You don't see that too much anymore. They're putting like artwork into the actual bubble itself. You can see over here to the right too, when we get certain lighting, that it comes all the way down. So that's a pretty cool, little touch that they added to it, because they are, the maximum sweat figures. Here's a picture of a young Edge here to the left. I'm pretty sure he was in the Brood by this time. That's why he has the Bashan Baroque chair there. Looks kind of goth-like. And he has his sunglasses here as well, that I don't think that we've touched on yet. Get a good look at those. I've actually saw a lot of pictures and whatnot with him on, the sunglasses on, wearing the sunglasses. But you can see they're very jacked up. Had him in like a squat-like position with just these, looks like jet black tights. I can't really make out if there's actual detail there. Yeah, there is some detail there, though. So they did put the Edge detail there on the side of the pants, which is cool. I couldn't see on this side, but there you go. You can actually kind of see it there with that shot. But on this side, I definitely see it. So they did, go through the trouble to put the paint detail on the pants too. Sometimes Jakks would hold out on stuff like that, so that's cool to see. You can see here on the bottom, actually, you had your "Don't just sit there. Spill your guts and let us know what you want to see in your WWF action figures collection from Jakks." And it says write them at their address there, or email, in the early days of email, at AOL. America Online, gotta love that. You got your barcode there, your item number. Down there, made in China, you see 1999 Titan Sports. And your Jakks Pacific logo to the right. Very cool. I like the card back of this, though. That's why I don't really want to bust it open. I think he looks very impressive there, mint on card, and that's why I wanted him, If I really wanted to get an open one of these, you could probably get it, pretty cheap here. I'm trying to get a good focus in on him here. Wouldn't be that hard to pick him up for, not too expensive, I think, loose. But here on the side, it has, you remove the plug from hole. I love these old school illustrations that they put on figures back in the 90s and 80s, but you have remove plug from hole, add water into hole, insert plug back into hole, and then press the button to make wrestlers sweat. So when you press the button, it really does look like he's just pouring down sweat if I had him out of here. But like I said, even if we open him up, I don't think the solution lasts in there, because it's so old, from 1999. But you see there, I love that it says the official, not fake, but the official Federation sweat there. Gotta love that it says that. But the face, very interesting on this guy for sure, so that's definitely something to point out. See there, get a good focus in on there. But official Federation sweat, that's great. You can see the hands like gripping like, or in this claw-like position too. So it would be very hard to wrestle with these guys. The whole deal is they had that pumping action, and you can kind of see. Let's see if we can see. You can kind of get a little bit of a look at it through the card. The pump there on the back. It's not real easy to see, but you can see where the plug is and everything on the back there. But like I said, it's hard to make out unless you're like looking at the package live here, like I am. I can see it there. But yeah, pretty sweet. Pretty large action figure, especially compared to their standard bone crunchers. Like I said, I like the card back, and I like the look at the bottom there, the maximum. So I thought Jakks did decent on some of their later packaging, but their early packaging I did not care for too much, like their early Superstar series and whatnot. You have your World Wrestling Federation over here to the right, of course, and the back is what I really, really love about this figure, actually, to tell you the truth. I mean, I love the figure itself, but the back, you gotta love these cross sells of the other series. This is the Maximum Sweat 2 series. You have BA Billy Gunn, because they couldn't say badass, so they always said BA Billy Gunn. Then you had Undertaker, looking really cool there with his Rest in Peace tombstone. Looks like Billy Gunn had a hand weight there. Ken Shamrock with a table broken half, because he's always snapping. You had your Road Dogg Jesse James that came with a microphone, which was pretty cool, because, he was, the ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages, came out and did their slogan all the time, so it's cool that he had that. And it says Road Dogg will come with only one cement block. Oh, so he's under 2 cement blocks there he's standing on, I see, but kind of that, wrinkle in the card, you couldn't tell. But then you have Stone Cold Steve Austin with a fan. Very strange choice. You have with sweat pumping action up there to the right. Like it always said, their slogan, collect them all fast and then get out of the way. Jakks Pacific, official licensed product of the World Wrestling Federation up to the right. And it says here on Maximum Sweat too, they really sweat. It says, these bad boys are pumped up and ready to explode. Fill these hotheads with water and watch sweat ooze from their bodies as they heat things up in the ring. Slamming accessories included. What a write-up. So they just thought kids would want to see them profusely sweat and perspirate as an action feature. It's never returned, I don't think, to any kind of action figure. So going down here, I love this because I'm trying to get this whole wave right now. And if you saw my past videos, I do have the Paul White, the Christian, and the Gangrel from this wave. This was the first time they released the Bob Holly figure, I'm pretty sure. I think they also have a Signature Series one. But it's the first Gangrel and Christian that they released. And the Undertaker Ministry of Darkness, the only one that they released. And there's the Vince McMahon in full suit that clipped off and actually had wrestling gear underneath. So very cool wave. And one of my favorites of all time, the Paul White. And the other two of my favorites was Christian and Gangrel. But I got to get that Bob Holly, because that's when, he switched over from, Bob Sparkplug Holly. Then he went to the New Midnight Express. I think he was Bodacious Bob and Bombastic Bart, they called him, because he was with Bart Gunn. And then he finally just chopped the hair off and became Hardcore Holly, but they still have him called Bob Holly there. Not even calling him Hardcore Holly yet, so that's how early in the run that was. And then down here you had your Fully Loaded 2. So they were still promoting all the Bone Crunchers on the back here, like their last waves, because that was the last Superstars line that was released, the Series Superstars Series 9. So this is probably the other wave, probably the last Fully Loaded wave here. The Rock, you got Test there. I think we had that Test, to tell you the truth, and we had the Shane McMahon when I was a kid. The X-Pac, we had the red and black, I think, not the green and black. And we didn't have that Road Dogg. I don't know about that Austin either. We had some Austin variations. We did not have that Rock over to the left, although I would have been tempted because he was in his shirt and everything. But, a lot of these last figures we did not see, and I did not get them till later on as an adult collector, because these last waves kind of just disappeared because this came out. The Titantron Live playset, which changed the game, changed all the figures over to Titantron Live figures, so it was basically like your Bone Crunchers didn't matter anymore, because they weren't compatible with this Titantron Live playset and the new direction of the figures. I guess the scales were pretty, playable if you wanted to do that, but me and my brother were like, we're done. We loved the Bone Crunchers, and when they changed over to this, and it says Monday Night Raw comes alive in the new Titantron playset. Enter any Titantron ready action figure through the ramp and hear his entrance theme blast your ears off. Must have Titantron ready action figures to activate this playset. That's one of the things we're like, well, if we can't even activate the playset with our old figures, why would we want it? Start collecting these. And it says, look for this logo on package, Titantron Live. Other action figures not included. But there's the Vince McMahon action figure that included, and I actually have that. I picked it up in a lot that I bought off of a friend. I've actually showed that here. That's a cool Vince figure to have. But down here we have, the 1999 Titan Sports. All your Jakks Pacific and everything, made in China, of course. And then you had your Stone Cold Steve Austin Smoking Skull Bell ad down here. And it says, as the most recognizable Federation champion of all time, Stone Cold Steve Austin certainly deserves his own distinctive championship belt. Stone Cold's belt featured the image of a smoking skull across its face, the perfect image to represent the Texas rattlesnake. The belt is one of Austin's most prized possessions, and that's the bottom line, it says. Pretty sweet there. I didn't read the little write-ups here they have for Fully Loaded 2. They had, these action figures are ready to unload on those who dare to step in the ring. Pulverizing accessories were included. Look at that. Does he have a leaf blower? Stone Cold has a leaf blower? I mean, this was just a wacky series. I mean, Jakks would throw anything in there with him. Like I said, a fan for Stone Cold. Why? Why not have like a beer or something, at least? But for Series 9, the last one, it said, collect the latest and most explosive line in this series, which ended up being the last. Introducing for the first time ever, the Big Show. They actually called him Big Show on the back here, instead of Paul White. So I guess by the time the figure launched, this one did at least, they called him Big Show. I didn't know that. The Brood, and they actually called him Hardcore Holly, along with Vince McMahon and Undertaker to stir things up. So you had Big Show, the Brood, and Hardcore Holly. They actually called him the Brood too, as a tandem. So that was their first figures ever, and it just, pretty much verified what I already said about them being the first figures for Paul White, Big Show, Christian and Gangrel, the Brood, and Bob Holly. Edge already existed. He was the other. That's why I said that. And then the Undertaker Ministry figure, I'd like to have that because he looks badass in that robe. Although I think that's just a reused Taker from before. Earlier Taker. And then the Vince that, you could snap the suit off. That's pretty cool. If I get a hold of that, I would. But yeah, we're focusing on mainly the Maximum Sweat 2 here for this figure, though. And I'm telling you what, Edge has never really looked worse. Look at the lips on him. But nonetheless, like I said, these are so bad and so wacky-like with the sweat pumping action that I just really love it. And I'm so glad that the Fun Shop Uptown had this for me to pick up for a good deal too, because I think I got this whenever they were having like a 30% off sale. So with his Bashin' Baroque chair, his sweat pumping action, his official Federation sweat, his sunglasses, he's all ready to go, and he's going to stay mint on card in the collection. So yeah, I hope everybody enjoyed taking a look at this 1999 Jakks Pacific Maximum Sweat 2 Edge action figure. Because I remember them fondly. Like I said, I never had any back then, so I had to grab this and keep carded because I think it's just too cool. If I rip this open, I would lose all this, I guarantee you. And plus, I have no real place to, really display them or anything. And like I said, the Federation sweat in there is all dried up as well. Although I could probably use something to do that. But I'm thinking of getting one of these guys out of the package so we can actually demonstrate the sweat pumping action. But for now, leave this as a mint on card review, as I like to do. Like I said, I do both here on my channel. If this is your first time viewing, I know I've had a guy saying, well, this isn't a review because this is a mint on card. Well, actually, it is like a showcase and review. I'm actually showing off the figure inside the packaging because I do appreciate, the packaging, the figure as a whole product. Because I do have a huge mint on card figure collection, but I do loose figures too, like even loose wrestling figures I've done. But yeah, thanks for checking this out. Look at the hand. I never noticed that now. Taker's hand coming up. Like he's going to grab you around the throat there from behind. That's pretty sweet. But yeah, we'll leave it there and say thanks for checking this out. Do all that I mentioned at the beginning. Subscribe, like, comment if you like what you saw. Or what you think about these Maximum Sweat figures, if you remember them. And yeah, guys, until next time, you think you know me, but you really don't. It's Edge, Maximum Sweat. And yeah, until next time, guys, as always, keep collecting out there, and peace out.